All right, you saw the first few videos. Pretty cool, right? Then you saw the last video. Not bad. Could it get better? Now we take it to the next step. Wild cards for the next bull run. Things could get a little hairy here. Let's get into the charts. All right, thank you for all being here. Carolina Keith, Professor Keith, Keith the Simp, just Keith, can't stand Keith. Whatever, it's fine. Good to see you all. Welcome back. So, got some charts I want to show you here for the next bull run. Everything is based on technical analysis as always. It's not based on guessing. I'm just simply looking at the charts, try to find the best gains possible. If you haven't done so, please go hit like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Jump over to 786unlimited.com. If you haven't seen our other videos, everything is posted there. Our launch pass link for a free month of our Discord, our private consults, which are buy one, get one free right now, our charts, all in our YouTube channel. Anyone can go over there and see them. Jump over there. Have a look. Let's get started. Disclaimer. This is all estimated prices based on what I think may happen in the next bull run. It is not a guarantee. There are no guarantees with any of this stuff. Be realistic. It's crypto. It could go away tomorrow. All right. So I want you to make your own decisions and do your own thing with your own money. This is how I'll be spending my money. You can choose how to spend your own. Okay. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. All right. Up first, Quant QNT USD. Again, these are all wild cards. Don't get cute with me here and get mad. It's just based on charts, I promise. All right, got the chart pulled up here. I want to warn you, this one looks like Binance coin, where it's already kind of broken trend and jogged sideways, which we see right here. All of this kind of looks like Binance coin and Matic and Morpheus Network and a few others that all have this same look where they broke the trend, but then they made this early ugly head and shoulders thing looking right here. There's two options. This holds this level or falls off later. So with all of these, there's going to be a half and half on this one. All right. So some of these I've already planned to buy. Some of them not going to buy to the end of 2023. Like I said, I expect there to be a lull period on the end of 2023 when we're going to get some more good prices. We get that one last fall that I think will happen then. That's when I'm going to be able to buy a lot of these. And a lot of these are going to be bought with profits, not just straight up. All right. I'm going to buy them with profits after 2023 happens. All right. And the first few of these will be this way. Quant is one of those. All right. I only plan on buying a small amount of this, like a few $100s worth. All right. Just bear in mind that. So again, similar to what we've done before, I think the floor comes in down here between $70 and $40, but I can't be for sure of that. So I'm going to play this by ear. If it goes to $40, and this is what I'll do. If it goes to $40, like I think it may, all right, then that's 2x back to the 50. It's 6x back to the 786. And I think this level up here, the 12127211414 area up here is possible. And the reason I say that is, there's a good possibility this thing breaks out and makes another run. It's only made one run previously. I think it's possible it goes again. I always saw Binance coin and many others with this same chart look do a similar run. And that's why I'm basing it off of here. I won't be aiming for this target. I'll be aiming down here. And if we get up there, great. I'll have some left in. I will be taking profits along the way on all of these. So I'm going to go conservative here and say 6x. All right, up next. One from the last bull run that did very well, and I almost forgot about it. DENT, DNT USD. This one killed it last bull run. Had a really good ride, and I'll show you the chart now. Just jump over here and look. So this isn't the full chart. I can show you the full thing as well. I've already got the top marked out here for you at right about 51 cent. Between 50 and 51 cent, I believe was the top there. Just getting close. There's no point to be super accurate. Right now we're sitting at about 0.0173. Today is December 22nd, 2022. So we're yet to see the bottom come in yet. This is obviously a falling knife. It's doing nothing but losing value, right? You can clearly see so. So in the event here, we won't really be buying until everything else kind of turns the corner. I believe this one just follows the herd. All right. Good news is I think we do come down to about 0.013 or so, perhaps even farther here. All right. If we go farther, well, we'll see. We'll reassess as we get there. Now, there's no point being cute with this. So back to the 50 fib 5X that I think we may get in 2023. And then, you know, some of these may only go to the 236 level or to the 382 level. Don't mind my dog. Some of these may only go to these levels, and that's okay. That's okay. They're going to be good gains there too. You'll see that some of these have hundreds of percent back just to those levels. 150% back to the 236. You know, 280 back to the 382 level. So very good gains there as well. For the bull market 2024, I'll be looking for this 786 up here, Sniper's Alley area in red. That's worth 20x. Now, could it go higher than that? I mean, let's be realistic. Likely no. That's 100x and 169x up to the 1212-1414. Sorry, folks. I just don't buy that. That feels like massive hopium to me. So I'll aim lower here and shoot for those levels around Sniper's Alley. All right, up to bat next. Another one that did pretty darn well last bull run. And I almost forgot about this one as well. Loop Ring, LRC USD. A lot of different exchanges have this one. It's got pretty good liquidity, so that you shouldn't have to worry about too much about whether or not you bought too much or too little of it. It's on a lot of different exchanges as well, which is good. Let's go look at the chart. Similar here, I don't exactly know where the perfect floor here is. If it just sweeps the previous lows in 2021, which we're back here, these previous lows. If it just sweeps those, that's another 20% down, right? If it goes farther than that, I'm happy to pull this fib down farther and find a lower level, which will also increase the gains that are available. So I'm just trying to be conservative here. Back up to the 50 fib 3x, Sniper's Alley 11x. Decent gains back to 236 and 382 as well, of about 100 and 200%. Not bad. And up here at the big take profit levels, these seem unlikely to me. 60x, I just don't buy that. That seems unrealistic. Happy to have it happen if it does get there. That was some alliteration, wasn't it? Happy to have it happen. Let's go. So if we get up there, great. I just don't totally believe that. So one step at a time. Don't get cute. Again, take your profits along the way. That's what I'll be doing. So Quant, Dent, Loop Ring, all will be bought with profits, likely, and probably a similar amount. That's my thought process. All right. So next, I was asked about this one several times by several different people. That's NEO, NEO USD. Again, big performer from the last bull run. It did exceptionally well. And let me show you what I mean now by looking at the chart. So, big bear market here. It's just hammered this thing. It's just really played hard on it. And I think we may re-sweep the lows again back at the end of 2023 because that's what it did previously. Last bear market, you see I had this move up and it peaked out in the summer. Kind of what I expect to see it happen again. I expect to see that summer peak out again. Then we had a really bitter fall off. It pretty much ran down to the previous lows. So this one's one I'll be buying with profits as well. It's got good gains available. So I think this still comes down to around 480, you know, potentially $5 even. Excuse me, around $5 even maybe. That opens up good gains. So again, 4x back to the 50, decent numbers back to the 236 and 382. If you can double your money, hopefully. You know, more than that, what we're looking for, obviously. But if you could double your money in 2023, I think that'd be pretty awesome. 100% gains, really nothing to write sad stuff about. So 4x back to the 50. Sniper's Alley is what I'll be looking for in the bull market end in 2024. That's 14x. And then up here at the top, you got 90x up here to 1272 and 1414. Seems highly unlikely to me. Possible, not probable. Okay. I don't bank on any 90x's. If they happen, great. Again, I'll be ready for them, but 14x is good enough for me. All right, another stellar performer from last time. I remember buying this way back in 2018, thinking that I was going to be a millionaire. And I was so foolish. It took me a while to figure out what I did wrong. So once I figured that out, here we are, right? But I remember buying this on Atomic Wallet because I didn't know which exchange to get it on. And that's Digibyte, DGB USD. This one made a killer run last time. Worth showing you, and I think it may do something similar this time. Over on the chart, you see it's already fallen so much, getting hammered by the downtrend, has yet to breach it, right? So you have two choices here. You could try to buy this low down here. I'm sorry, that's Neo. Digibyte here, similar situation though, getting hammered by the lows. You can't see all the chart here, but there is more to it. All right, still same way, yet to breach the trend line. May sweep the same lows down here at 006. And then there's really killer gains all the way back up. 100%, 220%, you know, and then 4x back to the 50 fib. I'm looking for this Sniper's Alley level in the bull market. That's a 16x. 100x up here to the 1272 and 1414. Just don't see that as probable. I'm looking for this 16x. I expect diminishing gains. That's just how I am. I'm pessimistic. There will be some that run all the way up and do amazing things. Okay, but you can't be realistic on 100x and think that's really going to happen. Also, a lot of these aren't going to make it to all-time high. If you see influencers talking about just to all-time high, well, they don't know what they're talking about. It's pretty simple, okay? So try not to listen to those people. I try to keep it real here on this channel. I think people appreciate when you keep it real. So 16x is what I'm looking for. On to the next. All right, this next one's tough because I've debated whether I should buy this one now and put it on the list to normally trade, or if I should wait till the end of 2023. Like, I've debated on this one a good bit. It's Render USD, RNDR USD. Tough here. The reason is the chart, right? There's really good gains here. And if I pull it up, you'll see it's just got blasted by the downtrend again. It's got this really ugly head and shoulders forming. 42 cents at the moment. I think 27 to 30 cents makes sense. That's the local lows. That would be sweeping that same low level down here, testing the bottom of the bear market. If it breaks lower than that, then it gives us more gains up. I don't trust that though. So what do we see if it just went to the red box there that I have drawn? 5x back to the 50 fib. You know, 300%. Look, that's really good numbers back to the 236. 125% just back to the 236. That's great. All right, that's doubling money plus some. So 5x back to the 50 fib, and in the end of the bull market, 16x. 16x from this would be amazing. That's why it's got me thinking I should start out and go ahead and put some in this one. I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to wait this out, because if I look back to other charts that looked this way that did a similar move, they all ran back to the recent lows in 2019, right? Which was the precursor to the bull market. I kind of feel like this is going to do the same. So I'm probably going to hold off. That's why I've got it on the list the way I've got it, and buy this at the end of 2023 with profits. No guarantee I may change my mind on this. It's the reason it's called the wild card list. Get it? Now, this one likely won't get any money until 2023 again. Chart's kind of wonky, but there's good gains there. That's Balancer, BALUSD. Did well last bull market. Kind of showed up at the end and made some big gains and then kind of peaked out. And I'll show you what I mean. Chart looks a little wonky, like I said. So I've kind of marked all-time high here, about 73 bucks, depending on the exchange you look at. All right. If we go down to 3.5, which I think is possible, that's about 30 to 40% lower than we are now. if we go down to 3.5, that leaves 3.5x back to the 50, 10x back to Sniper's Alley for the end of the bull market, and a potential 56x if it goes all the way up to take profit levels. And again, everyone, I'm not even doing the upper take profit levels. I'm doing the lower two take profit levels. I don't think that's likely. 56x seems a bit ridiculous. And because of that, I'll look for this 10x. 10x is amazing returns. It's amazing returns, okay? If I could 10x my entire portfolio, holy cow, I'd be killing it. So I plan on trying my best to do so, right? Can't be for sure. I'm gonna try. We'll see what happens. Balancer, I think, will perform well. There's a lot of money in that ecosystem. I don't think it's going anywhere. Wild card it is. All right. I don't want to do this, but in an effort to be agnostic and see everything for what it's worth, let's talk about dog coins. Okay, SHIB USD, SHIB USD. So I think it's an injustice to not make gains. Okay, I don't know if we get the silly gains like it did before, but I feel like as a wild card, it's worth taking a chance on. This one I will be buying at the lows. I will not be buying this in 2023. I'll actually be buying this whenever we bottom out here soon. I had this on a different list, and I've kind of modified it before this video came out because, quite simply, I found better looking charts that I thought were more worth the risk, right? So I'm going to put these in the wild card category. I think we sweep these lows at a whole bunch of zeros, 7, which is where support is, at that red box right there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what number that is. Right, somewhere around in this red box. Back to the 50 fib, and I expect this one to move kind of violently because dog coins have done so. They've moved kind of violently. I expect this to move violently back toward this 50 fib. If we can get up here to Sniper's Alley in the previous, like we did previously, and in the next bull market, I'll look to take some profits here at 5x. I feel like that's a great return for a dog coin. I feel like a massive mistake that everyone made last market was kind of getting cute and not taking profits on their crap coins that they could have taken profits on. They hesitated and they failed, right? So it's important to get your profits and run when the time comes. All right. If it's possible, 15x up here to the 1272 1414 area. Again, I mean, it's possible, and I'll take a flyer on it because of that. Not going to put a ton of money over in this one. Probably only going to do a couple $100. I have 100 written down. I feel like $100 is worth it to take a risk to make 1,500. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Yeah, there's dog coin number 1, which means there's another one. Okay. I hate being a follower, and I hate the herd mentality, but I can't deny the gains. All right, that's Dogecoin, DOGE USD. Let's go look at the chart. Yeah, let's just go look at the chart. I hate this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is me being agnostic to the coins and just seeing it for what it is, okay? I don't like doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Getting hammered, it did break trend. It has created another falling wedge on the top of the trend line here. So I expect this one to move early. All right, this is why I'll be buying this when I do. I'm actually going to buy probably $250 worth of this. And I'll be buying the lows. I won't be buying this in 2023. I'll be buying it now. I may sell it and rebuy it in 2023 because there's evidence that that's the proper thing to do if we look back in history a bit here and kind of follow what it's done before. Peaks out early and kind of stops and then rolls over and plays dead. One of the early runners, as a matter of fact. So if I can make a little bit more money out of this one earlier, then I will. 3x back to the 50, 8x back to the 2024 bull market top, where I'm looking for right here. I don't know exactly how long that'll last. I say 2024, but I mean the bull market of 2024. And it's a 37x up here to the 1272 1414. I just don't know how much farther Doge can go and how much longer it can print the ridiculous gains it's printed. But 37x is all the way up here. So If we breach this sniper's alley and we have momentum and we keep going, I will ride it up there. Disclaimer, it may not make it. Okay? Just being realistic. All right? Let's move on from Doge. Let's move on from dog coins. All right. This is going to make some people mad. But again, it's all about the gains, and I think it's worth the risk as long as it's a small risk. That's Solana USD. SOL-USD. Shit out of luck USD. So Solana, man, there's been a lot of bad stuff about it recently. I think we all know that Sam Bankman-Fried had a lot of it and did a lot of stupid stuff, and I get it. So it's worth a small risk to me, not a large risk. The chart shows what I mean. I think this still comes down to a roughly $8.50, maybe even lower, and I'm happy to redraw my fibs here if that's the case and adjust my levels. Again, I can't be for sure. I'm not trying to have a crystal ball here. I'm going to play the ball as it lies. So forex back to the 50 fib. I don't know if it'll make it to the 50 fib. It may only make it to the 382 here because you can clearly see the resistance right there. But that's still 260% back to that level. And I'm happy to get 260% out of it. Okay. 4x back to the 50 fib. Like I said, bull market time. Give me 16x up here at Sniper's Alley. I think that's possible. It depends. If this goes away and fails and never does this, that's fine. I'll have taken my profits in 2023 anyway, and then we can reassess. All right. And if it wants to go away and die, that's fine. One step at a time. All right. We'll play this close to the vest. All right. I'm only going to put in $250 on this. It's worth a small risk to me. And if I can make big gains out of that, that's what I'm going to aim for. 86x up here just doesn't seem likely to me at all. But it may happen and I may be totally wrong. And I'm happy to be wrong and take profits at the upper level if we get there. Once we start that trend line up, and here's an example of what I mean, folks. Once we kind of start the trend line up, you know, and we get up here and we're just bouncing on top of this trend, if it wants to keep going all the way up there to take profit levels, great. I just don't expect it. Happy to do it. Not going to get disappointed if it doesn't. I'll take my gains the way I get them. Next up, we'll be buying this one. Won't be waiting till 2023. I already have the money set to decide for it. Good gains here. That's CELO USD. CELO USD. Just go look at the chart. I'll show you what I mean here. Once I pull it up. There we go. So it's really gotten smacked by this downtrend pretty hard. Nothing good happened yet. Not very much data on this one. And as such, there's not very much resistance to stop it on the way back up. I do not expect this thing to make crazy numbers. So once we hit the bottom here, which may be around 40 cents, and that's only a little bit above where we're at now, it may go farther than that, right? And I can pull this fib down a little farther to adjust. Once the floor actually comes in, I think the floor is where our recent lows were, but I can't be positive of that, okay? Nevertheless, if we move up here to the 50 fib, that's a 4x. Happy to take my 4x. May not make it there, may just make it to 236. You can see the resistance in the way right here. All right, that may cause a problem on the way up. We'll see. I can still get gains there, though. I'm not going to complain about it. Sniper's Alley, bull market targets, 14x. So I'm going to put 500 on this US dollars and look for some good gains here. I think, you know, I could make $7 grand out of $500. That's going to be awesome. So I'll take what I can get. We'll watch it. If it gets silly, 78x up here to the upper level seems nuts. It just seems nuts, and I don't think that's going to happen. Happy if it does. Don't expect it. Give my 14x, and we'll move on. And next, this one has done an awful bear market. And that's great because I think there's excellent gains to be made. That's Filecoin USD, FILUSD. Man, so I'm excited about this chart. So not a lot excites me, but this one does. So I think we may have hit the floor already, but we're going to find out soon. If this just jogs right and makes another move like it has been, where we get these big falls and then we get another little leg down, We got a big fall. Do we get another little leg down and that sweep the recent lows at 230? Great if it does, because we got good gains. And if it goes lower, that's fine too. We can pull the fib down farther and wait for our buy line later. I'm watching it either way. We'll be putting money on this one up front. Got 500 loaded up for this one. I've got all this written down if you're wondering why I'm looking down at it. So back to the 50 fib, 5x. If it doesn't even make it there, sweeps these lows and comes back to 236, that's still 150% back to the 236 level at $5.80. That's great. That's great. And I'm watching this carefully once I actually get all these, okay? If I see the point come in, I'm happy to sell them. And it won't, if it can't break it, I'm happy to sell it, right? Okay. You got to understand that I'm not going to hodl any of these. These are all coins that I'm going to buy and sell actively on the way up and make as much gains as I can. I've got it all written down so I can remember what I'm doing. Write your stuff down. 5x back to the 50 fib would be amazing. 20x to Sniper's Alley here at the bull market top. That's just an estimate, okay? 20x at the bull market top would be amazing, because I can flip that into 10 grand. What? That's amazing. 500 bucks into 10 grand. Let's go. That's similar stuff to what I did last bull run. And I want to find some more of those. I think Filecoin may be one of those. It gets silly here. I don't think this is going to happen. 150x back to the 1272, 1414 take profit levels. This is why I kind of feel like a lot of these will stop at Sniper's Alley, because that's a super unrealistic number. Okay, it could happen, but I doubt it. All right, let's just be real. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of start to get a feel that some of these just ain't gonna do that. 20x is amazing. Take your 20x and be happy about it. I know I will. All right, this next one was a bull run queen. I did very well. My cousin and some others did excellent on it. And that's audio USD. Audios. AUDIOUSD. The chart on here is killer. It looks awful, right? Exactly. What you can't see is all the data. There's more back here where this thing had a good little run up. It's a bull run queen. Like I said, started the bull run. We saw similar charts like Ontology and others in the last bull run only get to 786. And that's why I'm looking for 786 on this one. So I think the lows are going to come in at around 11 cents. It's still falling, so I'm not positive on that. It may fall farther. And I'm happy to open up and buy the floor when it does come in. I'm just assuming this level for a floor of about 11 cents, right? If it goes farther than that, I'm happy to adjust. It would be even more gains, by the way. And that would adjust my 786, 886 levels as well. 7x back to the 50 fib. Awesome returns, just back to the 50. 36x back to Sniper's Alley. Almost seems unrealistic. And because of that, I'm probably going to take profits in between on the way up. I can't be for sure on this one. It almost makes me seem like this is going to fall farther, right? If that's the case and it falls farther, then my levels are going to change. I'm unsure exactly. And because of that, I'm going to play this close to the vest here and not be cute. Just buy this as it comes in. If it goes down to 8 cents, that opens up a whole different level of gains. Either way, there's a lot of gains to be made on this chart. That's 8.5x to the 50 fib and 42x just back to Sniper's Alley. That sounds nuts, doesn't it? So be careful here. If it starts to fail and can't hold these levels, and if it just wants to fail at the 50 fib, fine. We can pump the brakes there and we can stop. If it wants to go past that and go up to Sniper's Alley and give us a 36x, my God, excellent. I've got $250 set to the side for this one. If I can make 9,000 out of it and get really crazy gains, I'm here for all of it. Okay. That would be peak bull run excellence if this happened. So I'll think of less coming in, but I'll look for more. Next up, a lot of people talked about this one over in the Discord, and that's why I have it on the list, because it was brought to my attention by some of the guys over there. That's VRA, Veracity, USD. VRA, USD. Ton of gains here. Let's look at the chart. My goodness. I think this thing floors out at 0016. Can't be positive on that. Gonna wait and see. It may be a little higher or a little lower, but somewhere in this vicinity is our floor, in my opinion. So if we can get back to the 50 fib, excellent gains of 7x, just back to the 50 fib where there's some resistance here. Okay, maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher, whatever. This level right here, you can see it right there. There's some resistance. That level will be a stopping point at some point. Okay, and I'm going to be playing it. 27x back to Sniper's Alley is nuts. Nuts. So if I can get 27x out of the peak of the bull market, I'm excited for it and fully ready. I've got $250 set to the side for this one, as well as the next two you're about to see. If I can make $6,500 to $6,750 out of this, man, that's living like a king for a small amount of money. So that's what I'm looking for. On to the next. All right, winding down. We only have two left. Up next, STRNGR USD. STORJ USD. I don't know whether it's STORJ or storage, like storage. Either way, big gains on the chart. This one did decent last bull run, as you see. Did decent last bull run. Bear market's been bad to it. It's got really hammered and hasn't done anything of substance yet. Sitting at about 25.5 cents at the moment. 13.5 to 14 cents seems realistic, and that's why I have this fib pulled down to the level that I do, as well as that trend line lining up damn near perfect. Wants to start sooner than that, great. Wants to come in lower than that, we'll find out. We're winding down the days here. We don't have a whole lot left. So 4x back to the 50 fib. If it doesn't make it and it just makes it to the 382, still great gains of 250% back to the 382. That's a 2.5x. Back to Sniper's Alley, that's a 14x for the peak of the bull market. That's an excellent move. Again, $250 I'll put in on this one. Upper level, 83x. Let's be realistic. That's not going to happen in my opinion. If it does, awesome. Awesome, but I don't expect it. You got to have some crazy stuff for that to happen. One more to go. Let's go see. Whew, man, that was a lot of tokens, a lot of coins. So this last one, Cocos, COCOS USD. This one did amazing last bull run. A lot of guys made money on it. It did an insane run. And I think that was partially due to the change in tokenomics and whatnot. Let's go look at the chart. This one looks similar to Dogecoin, where it's got this flag forming on top of the trend line. I think this one probably resets in 2023 and moves after that, but I'll be buying this when it sweeps the new lows here. I think it's going to come down to about 42 cents. Just depends. It's at 52 right now. It may go lower than that. Right, realistically speaking, it may go lower. We'll see. I'm unsure exactly on where to pull fibs from this on this to be perfect. Again, this is a little bit like Dogecoin, so one step at a time. If it gets back to the 50 fib, which I kind of expect it to do, that's a 3x, 7x back up to Sniper's Alley. And this is one that I think is possible to run up here to the take profit lines. 27x up here to the take profit levels. If this moves like Doge, which it has done, and moves with dog coins like SHIB and Dogecoin, well, I got a killer setup here, right? Even if I get 7x, I can make $1,750 out of it because I'm going to put $250 on this one. It's a great move. I'm happy to get it. So I'll be watching it close. Again, all of these will be traded actively, likely. All right, so there you go. That was 16 wild card picks for everyone to be able to get. Again, we do this nonstop 24/7 over at 786unlimited.com. Our Discord, our YouTube, our Launch Pass, and the private consults are all right there. It's only 4 things for you to click on. Very easy website to use. I made it easy for all of you on purpose so it wasn't confusing. Thank you all. See you guys on the next video. Next video is really going to be ugly. But again, I think the strategy is prudent, and I'll show you why then. Thank you all for watching. I'll leave you with this. You could have been anywhere in the world. But as the late, great, notorious B.I.G. said, you chose to be here with me. And I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you all. Sky's the limit. Y'all be good. Peace.